韓国で J-POP のストリーミングが3割増えたというニュースが出たのは2026年6月のことでした。韓国の音楽市場全体では利用量が長期的に減少傾向にある中での増加だったため、かなり興味深い動きとして報じられています。背景には、日本のアニメ人気だけでなく、日本人アーティストの韓国公演やテレビ出演など、実際に日本の音楽へ触れる機会が増えたことが挙げられています。その流れの中で、藤井風の名前も出てきます。Spotify が2026年上半期を振り返ったランキングでは、藤井風は海外で最も再生された国内アーティストの8位に入り、楽曲では死ぬのがいいわが5位にランクインしました。さらにこの曲は、2026年上半期までに世界で8億2300万回を超える総再生数を記録しています。ここで面白いのは、藤井風の音楽が単純に完成度の高さだけで説明できないことです。もちろん、歌唱力やピアノ、メロディーの美しさは大きな魅力です。でも、聴いていると、それだけではない部分が残ります。少し揺れる声や、言葉の間、明るさの中にふと現れる寂しさ。完璧に整えられたものだけではなく、人間らしい揺らぎが音の中にある。韓国で J-POP そのものへの関心が広がる中で、藤井風もその一人として海外で支持を積み重ねています。ただ、その理由を一つに決めるのは難しい。むしろ、その説明しきれなさこそが、彼の音楽を何度も聴きたくなる理由の一つなのかもしれません。
When a streaming chart shows a number like 29.5%, it looks like strangely distant. It is only a static percentage moving upward on the screen, but behind that number are individual moments that cannot be measured so easily. A recent Yonhap news report highlighted a notable rise in J-pop streaming in South Korea. According to that report, J-pop streaming increased by 29.5% compared with the same period of a year earlier. So Fujii Kaze is a part of his wider international movement. His growing audience in Korea is not simply about numbers. His connection with listeners seems to come from something much more personal. He is an artist with impressive technical ability. His piano playing is highly developed and his performance can be remarkable control. Yet the emotional atmosphere of his music is rare, cool or distant. There is a space for softness, there is uncertainty. These moments feel intimate rather than spectacular. That cannot be especially meaningful in the country with such a strong, sophisticated entertainment industry. Korean audience are already surrounded by highly polished performance, powerful choreography, carefully designed visual, and enormous production values. So perhaps the appeal of Fujii Kaze comes for offering a different kind of experience. He does not need to compete by becoming louder. Instead, his music can feel like a quiet place where listeners are allowed to slow down for a moment. That becomes even more interesting when looking forward to his next concert. Following his previous appearance in Korea, he is scheduled to return to KSPO Dome in January 2027. A larger venue changes the scale of a performance, but it does not necessarily change what makes a song meaningful. Thousands of people, many gather in a same room, each carrying completely different experience from their own lives. Some may know every word, others may understand only a part of sound. That is one of the things I find most fascinating about music crossing borders. It does not require everyone to share the same background. Sometimes all it needs is middle that reaches someone to exactly the right moment. The growth is streaming tell us that more people are listening, but it cannot tell us why. Maybe someone discovered a song through a friend, maybe a performance appeared in a short video, maybe a song happened to play at the end of the difficult day. Those small encounters are invisible in statistics. And perhaps that is why the numbers are worth looking at, but never enough on their own. Because behind every stream is a person, and somewhere in Seoul, long before the concert lights comes on, another listeners may already have pressed play.